Farrell on it again, deep one around the back, Quinn there's the Frenchman goal! It's Andrew Quinn, the underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogheda United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, a Drogheda United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello and welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, season 2, episode number 20, and I'm joined by Owen and Richie again. How we doing, boys?
Oh, good lads.
Yeah, no bother.
Enjoying that wonderful day?
Brilliant, isn't it? Lovely.
Yeah.
Everything's good in the world, boys. Sun's out. Everything's great.
Yeah, don't need to talk about anything else.
Nothing to complain about whatsoever. Have we, Owen?
No, not at all.
Good. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next week. Yeah.
I know what, lads. I know what we should do today. We should have me and you positive and Owen giving out.
That's a good idea. You want to go and get a few cans there, Bogo? We'll pause this. That's what we should have done, lads. We should have got really drunk.
Yeah.
Maybe for next week, yeah.
Oh, yeah. God. Don't. Next week. That's a fucking nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck's sake, yeah. Not even hitting that far yet.
Oh, I'm sure we get to that at some stage, lads. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, look, you two were there. I was away. I was in Limerick. So I did get to watch a fair bit of it back. And then I watched to refresh the memory there with the highlights. But look, I suppose to start on something remotely positive, it really wasn't by any stretch of the imagination the worst performance. It was actually by our standards lately probably a very good performance.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it, Owen? Like, it was...
No, I thought we were terrible, to be honest.
Did you?
No, I'm only joking. That's just the character reversal. No, I actually, after the fucking whistle, I was thinking in my head, I actually thought we were the better team for most of that game. And I thought we was fucking losing the plot, but someone else said it to me as well, and I was like, and then we had more of the ball from, which I thought was fucking mental.
I think that said 52-48 in their favour, but not that makes any difference. But
the one I have says that false.
That was an L.
Oh, that was in their favour. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Talk.
Compared to the one in Daily meant it was something like 70-30 or something in around those.
And
we had more chances as well. And they scored 2 scabby goals. Let's be honest, like.
Yeah, the own goal was just absolute disaster. But you have to question how was it Flores? He just had a lot of time and a lot of space just to ping that ball into the box. You would have to question the defending again. I know it was a spawny goal the way it just went in off Doyle, but he did have too much time. He
did, but it's another example of anything that can go wrong for us this season is going wrong. Like 9 times out of 10, that probably goes out for a corner or fucking deflects the other way. Like it's just, when we talk about things going against us, that's just a great example of it.
Yeah,
it is on, and you know what? Like, and it is true what they say in football. Like when you're down the bottom, everything goes against you, no matter what you do, how well you play. But when you're up the top, like. Bohs were shit the other night. That was the worst now I've seen Bohs play against us.
Yeah.
I thought
we actually passed the ball more than they did.
Yeah. Like Ross Taney did nothing. Dawson Devoy was quiet. Like Whelan was quiet. But like on the night, like you're watching it, and I know we're all down in the dumps watching it, and our mood's really down watching them. But when you stop and look back in the game, and like even the next morning think back of it, we were really good. We were brilliant, actually. Not brilliant. I'm not going to say we're brilliant, but we were really, really better.
Yeah, we're just missing that kind of clinical edge, like.
Yeah.
Even their second goal, like, W hits it, Dennison saves it, hits back off Dougie and goes in, like.
Yeah, pure luck, pure jamminess.
Yeah. His penalty was fucking hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Some people reckon he missed it on purpose. I don't know about that.
Didn't his fault.
Yeah, do you know what? The amount of height he got on it, how do you even do that? It's actually harder to do that than hit the target. What he did.
He'd get gig with Leinster kicking points like that. Like,
Oh, unbelievable. Some height in it. It went right over what used to be Murphy's there, wasn't it? That I don't know what's
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's its place, yeah.
It went right over, sort of. But
on the
yeah,
pitch in Diffie, probably.
And here, lads, just obviously you'd have a better sense of it from being there, but did it feel at any time that we were going to get something out of it, or was it just nothing's going our way here, even though we were playing okay and we had a lot of ball and we did create a few chances, obviously we get to those, but how did it feel like on the night? Because I know the way sometimes you can just feel something's coming here or it's not, like.
yeah, I felt we were knocking and it was just going to be one of them nights. It's just not going to go in. Like Ryan had one cleared off the lines, we did.
Yeah, seeing that.
You know, so it wasn't as if we weren't creating anything and like, oh, we're not even laying a glove on them. Like, we really did have a go at them, and you know the stats. And I know we often go on about stats and we don't know what the fuck. But when you look at the chances that we created and what they created, I think they something like 3 on target, was it, or something? And they scored 2.
Looking at them now.
Oh,
4.
big chances, was it, Owen?
Big chances. 3, yeah, we had 4.
We'd 4, and they scored 2 of their big chances. We didn't score any else.
Yeah, we had 19 shots in total, they had 14.
Yeah. I couldn't
We
believe
had 8 corners, they had 2, which kind of shows the pressure we put on them. We had 14 free kicks, they had 6, so again shows the pressure we were putting them under.
34 touches in the opposition box for us is it's a fairly big number as well. But what did it look like we were lacking, lads? According to Crowley on the LOI TV commentary, he said he didn't think Kavanagh's set piece deliveries were up to much the other night.
No, they weren't great, lads. They weren't great, and there was a few really wild ones.
there was a few wild ones, but he often has a few wild ones in a match anyway, and then he could have 3 or 4 good ones. So
it's just unfortunately didn't have any good ones really.
But look, and you can talk about all the stats you want. At the end of the day, we still have to start winning. You know, it's chances created is not going to keep us up.
Yeah, that's it. Like we actually played better Friday night than we did in other games where we picked up draws and wins. Like,
yeah.
How did I know, Owen, that you were hoping for that midfield trio. How did they do in the end?
I thought Ethan O'Brien was really good.
Okay.
A couple of times we kind of got the ball and turned, and he just breezed by a couple of Bohs lads, and it's like that's kind of what we're missing this year a lot.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's been off with an injury. I think he's waiting on a result of a scan on it, but hopefully it's not too serious.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So there's every chance he's not available now for next week.
I'd say more than likely not.
Jesus, when your luck is down, fucking hell.
Yeah, and it was actually a good call by you, Owen. I know you put up at the other night. It probably is our best 3, isn't it? When they're fit to play them 3.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think so too.
Kavanagh, O'Brien and Ryan Brennan.
Yeah. But, look, as you said, there's another injury again, and Jesus, we're just not having any luck. I know, you know what I mean? And the goal the other night came from that side where Owen Lamb usually does be. Like, I think it's a massive loss, and we haven't spoken about him much this season. He's a massive loss.
Yeah, he was one of the best right wing backs in the league last year.
Yeah, and not too much got by him, not too many crosses going into the box. So, yeah.
No, we didn't. I know a player like that is really hard to replace, but we didn't replace him, and we knew a fair bit out of the start of the season that he wasn't going to be available all year with that injury. Like, I don't even know what kind of contract he's on. Like, I know he's still in contract with us for this season, but he could be out of contract by the end of this year. I don't even know that. Do any of you know?
I'd imagine he was on a 2-year contract, was he,
Yeah, I'd say so. So that means he's out at the end of the season. Like,
this season? Yeah. Now, like, I know we
and
did replace, we did replace him with a Badgie, and like, I thought Badgie started the season slow for us and he wasn't great. But he's really come into his own at the minute. But he's playing on centre half.
yeah, fuck. I certainly don't think he's of the caliber of Lamb either, to be totally honest with you. But just on another note, the fact now that Owen Lamb, didn't he play in some game that maybe he shouldn't have and got injured? And we're paying for his entire rehab for the whole year and paying his wages. And then he could just walk away at the end of the season.
Well, that's just the rumour was he played in like a charity game in the States or something, but nothing 100% on that. But
Right, okay. So, yeah, that would be a bit frustrating, wouldn't it, now, if we got to the end of the season and obviously we're paying his medical bills and the whole lot for the whole year, and I think he's back in the States, isn't he? Like, we're still paying his wages, and then he could just walk away at the end of the year. But sure, look, there's nothing you can do about that. That's football.
Yeah. I'd like to think he'd come back when he is ready to come back and hopefully sign for us.
Come back and play First Division football.
Gosh, don't be at
Jesus
We're not getting into that conversation just yet.
Don't know. Just to ask as well, how was the atmosphere? I presume it was fairly good before they scored, and then after that, how were we?
Yeah, it's still medium, isn't it? Oh, it's still not.
yeah, it was a bit better. Like, but that's funny because you're reacting to what the lads are doing on the pitch, and you can see they're creating chances and putting in the effort, so that kind of helps a bit. But it was good. It was a good reception at the end. I don't think there was too many lads fucking abusing Keverton or abusing the players at the end.
No, there was a lot of singing at the end, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Which was good to see. But just looking at Doherty now, I actually thought he was saying as good boys.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't think that. I know someone else said it as well, but I just didn't see it. Like, where's he going?
No, I know, yeah. Now look, I was just in the moment. At the time, almost like, not a chance. But his whole frame was down, his head was down. He was sort of maybe he was just waving at somebody in the crowd, you know. But when I heard this
interview, waving at you, Richie.
You what?
He's probably waving at you.
No, probably not. But yeah, no, look, he does. Maybe that's just him frustrated and he's pissed off because he knew we played well and we still got nothing. But when you heard his interview that night, you knew there was nothing in that. But just for that moment, it did look. He was like really downbeat, which I suppose he is.
He was waving at your young lad to wish him a happy 21st.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
He did an interview in the not much of an interview, but there was an article in the Daily Mirror, I think it was. It popped up on Google. I read it earlier, and somebody had said it to him about the Shell's job, and he just literally said, "I've got no comment to make. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm literally in a job, and I have a lot of work to do here." That was it. How was the general gist of it? Like, he did talk a little bit about injuries and bad luck and, you know, the usual stuff that he's been talking about in every interview about training goes well and we prepare for games and all that, but we're not getting the rub of the green and we're not defending good enough and all that. But then your man did ask him about the Shell's job and all that, and he just said, no, nothing to say there. It's nothing to do with me. I'm happy where I am, type thing. He didn't say that exactly, but that was the general gist of it. I have a big job on my hands here, so I'm getting on with my job, and that was it.
He probably doesn't. He's probably not at the quitter type. I don't think he's that type of character.
No, definitely not.
You know, I think he'd be the type of lad who's right, I'm pissed off this, but I'm going to get this right.
Yeah.
You know, and look, maybe if Jordan were in a better position and we were flying up the top of the table and we were really comfortable and he said, look, I'm after doing a good job at these, I put them in a good position.
Yeah.
It's time for me to move on. But I don't think he's the type of manager that walks away when things go tough. I don't think that's him.
But look, as we said last week, like, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I just don't think he's the kind of profile manager that Shelbourne are kind of in the market for. Like, I know there was talk about them trying to get your man, is it Rice from Brentford? He's a set piece coach. But can you imagine leaving the bench of a Premiership team to come and manage in the League of Ireland? You're fucking mad. You'd have rocks in your head, like.
Yeah, it'd be
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, especially all the glamour of the Premier League and such high profile league.
And the money, Richie, living in London, and you know what I mean? Crazy. Like.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah, look, I hope Shell stay away from him.
No, I do. I found it really funny, like, Shell's fans, and, like, geez, he might come, I don't know, but I just think it's very, very, we're getting a bit above our station in this league. I know Duffer came in there and all that, and I think that was a bit of an anomaly. I don't think you're going to see that kind of profile coming in to manage in the League of Ireland, in the League of Ireland. I just think it's just beyond where we are as a league, like. You know what I mean? I think, obviously, older heads that were managing in England are coming over, like, Sligo have had a couple in over the years, and I know Waterford have one in there now, and you know what I mean, but I just don't think young up and coming fella like him on the bench of a Premier League team did Brentford qualify for Europe?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and he's gonna come back to sit in fucking Tolka. I just can't see it. But then again, I don't see Kevin either, so I don't know. I don't care who they bring in. I'm saying this all in relation to us, but it's a funny one.
Yeah,
I think if it was going to be Kevin, it'd be a done deal by now.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they'd want, like, they're playing in Europe this week, like, they'd want to done by then. Like.
Oh, is that this week? Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Lachlan Stroll that's there at the minute on, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the 20s coach, so he's gonna.
Yeah, he's ex-Shell.
Interim manager.
Yeah.
Well, they can. Go on, sorry, Richie.
But just even go back on Doherty, like people need to be careful what they wish for. And like, I can understand the frustration at the minute, and like, we're all guilty of it. But like, we have one of the most experienced managers in this league. Himself and Bradley, the two longest serving managers. He knows the league inside out. He's so passionate about it. And like, and people just willing to just dump him now once things start going a little bit bad. I just think it's crazy that people want to get rid of him.
Do you think them voices are getting a bit louder after Friday? Because there was an awful lot of negativity on, not just on social media, but like in private groups and WhatsApps and that. There was, people are they've had enough.
Yeah,
some people are just moany cunts, like, they'll moan about anything.
Like, are you directing that at anyone in particular?
No, too many to name.
Right. Yeah.
Some people just look up and giving out. That's.
But you can feel the bit of a groundswell there. There is more voices coming, I think, week after week, saying enough's enough. Like, I'm not saying it's a massive number. It still isn't. It's still a fucking tiny minority from what we know. Obviously, we've only got the opinions of certain people that we would sort of know from where we are on the ground, or, even people that might go on the same bus as us. There's an awful lot of other people in that ground that we've no idea how they're feeling, but you can kind of get a sense that people are getting a little bit more frustrated with what's going on, and you can't blame anyone. It's like, even when we do put in a performance like we did the other night, that probably warranted something out of the game. We get nothing and we get beaten 2-0, and could have been 3-0. They go and miss a penalty and all that, and that would have looked absolutely awful to anyone who wasn't at that game. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't deserve to be beaten 2-0 the other night, and I know it's a hard luck story and it's getting boring at this stage, but we did not deserve to be beaten 2-0.
No, we didn't. No, definitely not. And like, I just think it's a slippery slope. You're going down and you start sacking managers.
Yeah.
Like, if we were able to sack Doherty, like, do you think there's going to be some knight in shining armour coming there and just going to save everything, and all of a sudden we're going to be flying the top of the league? Like, it doesn't work like that. You could end up 3 or 4 or 5 managers deep after Doherty before you get the right man again. I just don't think it's a route I'd like to go.
Well, we said it. Waterford are a prime example. You know, they brought in manager after manager, and they're still bottom of the league. I know your man has put a little run together, but, you know, they're still bottom of the league, and he's a third or fourth different fella in that job in a couple of years.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't look good to me. Like, you know, I think managers will end up looking at the club and going, I'm not going to Waterford because I'll end up getting the boot after a few months.
Yeah. No, it's not something that I'd agree with. You know what I mean? So, like, what happens? You bring in another manager and he's 6 months in and he's still not getting results. Do we sack him as well? Me, it's not just something I'd agree with.
No, I'd be the same. I mean, there was, again, people commenting online saying, and this is probably a bit of a controversial opinion, that even if we did go down, that they'd still keep hold of Kevin to get us back up again, because he'd be the ideal candidate to do that.
Oh, yeah.
He's done it.
Yeah,
He's proven it, you know?
I think they would, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel the same about that?
I would, yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, no. Look, we spoke with this before. I think it needs to be backed more. Simple as that.
That's a good point, Richie, and that's probably a good jumping off point for what's happening. I know, you know, there's loads of conjecture and loads of rumours going around, but the Sean Boyd deal seems to have been completely scuppered. It was a done deal, according to some people, and then he goes and gets a 3-game suspension for being a bit of an asshole, and then he gets injured, so he's probably out till the end of the season anyway, so that's the whole thing fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just our luck, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, and he would have been perfect for us. Absolutely perfect.
Is there any more to that one on?
No, literally, I'd only be repeating what you're saying. Like, as far as what I heard, it was basically a done deal, and then whatever about the suspension, the 3 games. Like, could you imagine if we actually had to sign him and then he gets the injury before even kicking the ball for us? Like, probably even worse.
Right. Jesus Christ. So, right, the question is now, obviously I'm not saying we put all our eggs in that basket, but he was probably the priority. So now we're scrambling around the place looking for somebody else to replace him. Which is a fucking disaster. And I'm not saying loads of other clubs have brought players in. I know a lot of the clubs haven't brought anybody in, but like the likes of Bohs and that, I don't think are going to bring in a lot of people, Eddie. Do you know what I mean? They're already fairly heavy squad-wise. They've a fucking serious bench. They showed that the other night. They can bring Rooney off the bench, fucking DJT, other players that they're capable of bringing on the pitch. I can't see the likes of them announcing many people, but you can see Drogheda, Galway, Waterford and Sligo trying to bring in reinforcements, because we're all kind of in a bit of bother, like, and I know all 3 of them clubs have named a few signings, not loads, but we're always fairly slow out of the gate with this stuff, lads. We really are.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd at least have one in.
Yeah.
At the minute, but we don't seem to.
Yeah, well, we probably would have only for Boyd's injury.
Yeah. But as Greg said, you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket. Like, there should have been a plan B. There should have been other options. Maybe there is.
Well, that's I'm sure there is, and they're looking at options, but we have to wait and see.
You look at Rovers now after bringing in your man having the
Afalabi.
Yeah, so like, and somebody put a list up of the strikers they have at the minute. My God, they are fairly overloaded now with strikers. Surely, like, you could be trying to get one of them in.
Yeah, you couldn't have one of them alone, you wouldn't know.
Is Rory Gaffney still out injured?
I think so. I think he's close to coming back, but yeah.
Who are you thinking? Somebody like the likes of that young McGovern lad?
Would you get him, would you?
No. They've European football. They're probably trying to hang on to everyone.
Yeah.
They don't need to offload these players for wages or anything like that. I don't think that's not an issue with them, the way they're selling players in the last few years. There's money in the bank. And I think Bradley's going to go, no. Why would we do that? Like, I don't think he has to come to Drogheda to prove himself, your man McGovern. Because anytime he gets game time at Rovers, he's done all right.
Oh yeah, he's lethal, so he is.
Do you know what I mean? So he's not that kind of profile. He's young.
No.
He needs to go out and he needs to play a load of games to kind of get himself up to the speed of the game. I think he's already there. He's at a club where there's a lot of competition for places. So I don't think he's the kind of profile player that we'd be kind of looking at, unfortunately for us. And I think with the amount of games they've coming up, that they have coming up, and qualifying for group stages and all that is probably on their mind. Are they going to loan out the likes of him? I can't see that.
No. As you said, he probably don't need to, like, you know what I mean?
No.
I'd say we'd be more likely to get Aaron Green or Gaffney than him.
Somebody at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But look, I know we spoke about this before, that we love League of Ireland players in. Realistically, it's probably not going to happen, is it? We're probably looking at overseas players.
More than likely, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you reckon on your man Trevor Clark, who went to Craptown? Would you think that we would have been in for the likes of him, or?
Yeah.
Very injury prone.
He is.
He's played 60 odd minutes for all season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a good profile, and he's old, and not old, but you know what I mean by football standards. He's no spring chicken.
Yeah, and you just don't know then, like, where they in from, they don't say no, don't need them, don't want them, not the type of player we need. I have enough.
I know Cruz is out injured at the minute, but we've Cruz and Kane for them positions already. Do you want to invest a bit of your budget in a third person for that position? Say no.
I know this down as a full back, but I think he plays a lot more further up, doesn't he, on far over?
He has played as a winger,
yeah. But, well, whenever he plays, but
yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, look, I did call him out, like I did mention him last week, but then you came with your usual your stats and they just shut me down. He's fucking injured for that for that. But
yeah, I would feel, to be totally honest with you, when you do look at his stats, and you know what I mean, he's a massive risk for Craptown to bring in. Like, it could pay off, don't get me wrong, I don't know whether it will or won't, but it's a huge risk for him to go and play up there on that pitch and train on that pitch. The amount of injuries he's had, the kind of profile over the last 12 months for him, that's a huge risk for them.
Well,
and he's not going up there for pittance either.
Yeah, that's another question, isn't it? How are we still having this money to throw? But look, yeah, I don't know. You just don't know. Have we been in from? Maybe we didn't even bother looking at him. You just don't know.
Maybe it's not.
Say where, like, he's not in the immediate need though. We have, I don't think.
Yeah, position wise.
Yeah.
No, I'd agree. I suppose one bit of good news is that they've lost Owen Kenny.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a big loss for them now.
There's a lot of people singing his praises this year. And then your man Ruby doesn't seem to have gone anywhere, but there is rumours that he might be gone in the next couple of weeks too. But anyway, look, fuck them. We'll talk about them when we need to. But lads, it's just hard to try and put any kind of a slant on this, isn't it? Just not knowing where we are as far as any incomings goes. One thing we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, we're dead certain we need at least 3 or 4. How was the bench the other night? Is it still looking really light?
Yeah, so you'd Farrell on the bench, hadn't you? Godden.
Farrell come onto the pitch.
Bolger. Then you Darry Cream. Then you Scott Brady, Sean McGrath, Jamie Brennan, Tally.
Yeah.
Daniel Mayer, who come on.
Yeah.
So
he did come on, didn't he?
He came on for the last couple of minutes, yeah. He didn't really see much of the ball. So.
Yeah, and I suppose that is a big problem, isn't it? These young lads on the bench. I'm not saying they're bad or anything, I'm sure they're a good future. But we have them on the bench and we're not playing them. Like, we've about 4 or 5 players sitting on the bench that are probably never going to get a look.
Just making up the numbers, Richie.
Making up the numbers. It's nearly like it's going to be Farrell that's going to come on, it's going to be Godden, it's going to be Bolger.
Yeah, 100%.
So is it now, like, I'm sure they're good players, and as I said, but yeah, it looks like they're just making up the numbers, doesn't it?
What's a Kane off to Longford on loan?
Finn Harps.
Finn Harps, excuse me, he wasn't on for me. Yeah, Finn Harps. How do we see that one?
Yeah, sure. He might as well be up
He
there.
hasn't featured, and he had a bad hamstring injury, so hopefully he gets a few minutes and does well for them.
Is it not a case of just letting him go?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like obviously whatever deal he's on, he's probably only here till the end of the season anyway. So that's probably the last we'll ever see of him, unless he goes up there and plays out of his skin.
Yeah, but
That's probably it.
like even if he does that, though, it's still hard to judge him because I think there's a massive gap between the Fourth Division and the Premier.
There is, and he's going to be playing in Ballybuffet on that pitch, and Harps aren't doing that well. So, you know, you can see him really struggling.
Yeah, it was Carter went along for it, wasn't it?
Yes, Michael Carter went along for it, didn't he?
I must have missed that one.
But he,
Somebody went along for it. That's why I had Longford in my head. No, you're making that up, Richie. You're putting that in my head now.
I thought Carter went along for it.
No.
Did you not make a joke about that on the WhatsApp, someone?
Oh, he's fun.
He's not coming, I don't think.
Is he not?
Not fun. I'm here now, going back through all the WhatsApp messages. That was up in that WhatsApp group that we're in, that he was gone.
It's just a rumour, was it not? No.
Or was it just a rumour?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was gone.
Somebody taking the mick.
Yeah. Right, okay, it was a rumour then.
That's it, boys. Michael could be our saviour. He might start playing him.
He's probably injured because he wasn't on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, he's always out running, isn't he? Before the match.
Yeah, he's a great runner.
Yeah. Jeez, I thought he was gone. I was fucking convinced he was gone. They're fucking Longford.
That chap should be over at the Lord's Stadium running for fucking Drogheda. He's a great runner, because that's all we've ever seen out of him.
Yeah.
Fit as a fiddle.
But, yeah, but look, that does seem to be the problem, doesn't it? And like, Doherty doesn't really have much to play with off the bench then.
No, absolutely not. Where do we go from here, boys? I know we've this game Friday night now away to Craptown with no supporters. They're not on the back of a great run either. I know they've lost their last two. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
They went 1-0 up the other night, took the lead, and then were beaten 2-1, as far as I remember. So they're not doing great, but they're obviously in a much better position than we are. How do we see this one?
Jesus.
I know.
I really don't know. If we played like we did Friday, we could get something out of it. Again, it depends how Dundalk do. Like, they can be got at the back, like.
Yeah, they've conceded a lot.
Yeah, and their discipline's not great. Like, they've the most red cards in the league by a mile.
I think they've conceded the same amount as us from set pieces or something, haven't they? 14 goals, or I seen some stat the other day.
Yeah, I saw it was on. I can't remember what it was.
League of Irish
Ball. I think it was the lads of League of Irish Ball. Yeah, like they're not about 6 red cards this year.
Jesus.
The next to that is 3. Sligo with 3. Like, that's a lot. Like, we've had none.
We've had none. Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
Do you know, I don't think we had any last year until Josh Thomas got sent off in the last game of the season. That's what we need to put out the 10 men and galvanise. Yeah.
But all joking aside, though, do you not think that there is a lack of there's not enough nastiness in us? I know over the last few years, I think teams were a bit fucking fearful about playing us, when there was lads getting stuck in, and you know we were bullying teams at times. We were very, very physical. I just don't see that this time round.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. And yes, I know there is a difference there, like obviously getting stuck in or being put in a dirty tackle, you know what I mean? Something like you don't want, that's not what you're obviously saying, but like you're definitely right about bullying teams. We haven't done it this season once. We haven't done that.
No,
It is possible.
I was gonna use Galway as an example, but it's obviously not working for them because they're right down in this shit with us. But anytime you play Galway, you're kind of always anticipating this is going to be physical. You're not getting away with that with Galway, and they will put in some fairly hefty challenges. They'll be right on the edge of, the law with these challenges. But I just don't see that with Drogheda this year.
No, yeah.
And it's disappointing.
Yeah, look, it is, and it's not only that. There is probably a lot more, but that was one of our strong points last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. But you know what? As I said the other night, like this Friday night now, like football is like this. Like it could turn the season this Friday. If you get in here and beat these, it's a different season. You could turn the season around.
Well, it happened 2 years ago, exactly that. We bet on Dog and everything changed.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know it was in the cup, but we did go up there. We did go up there and get a bit of a taste in the league, and everyone thought that was the end. And then we played them in the cup and bet them, and went on an unbelievable run. We were the form team in the league, and I'm going back. It's 2 fucking years ago now, but it's good to use an example of, as you said, how these things can change the season for you. So if we could go up there and be miraculous if we go up there and get a win of the run of form we're on, and especially going to Oriel. I can't remember the last time we won there was during COVID, and it's a long time ago, and we've played absolutely terrible up there over the last few years.
Yeah, and we have a good base to go now. Like as I said last Friday, I thought we were really good. So the players have to take something from that and bring it into this Friday night.
But then you're missing fucking Ethan O'Brien, and that's a nightmare. Like, that's just, as you keep saying it, we're like a broken record, but when you looks out, one of our better players on Friday night, according to yous, and then this goes and happens. Jesus wept.
And is definitely confirmed as out on.
It's just a scan.
No, yeah, I just heard he was waiting for a scan, I think it was his ankle, but I'd say just and the way he hobbled off and he didn't put any weight on the ankle, I'd say if he's out for 3 weeks, that probably could be the best case scenario. That's just me speculating, but it didn't look good.
You don't hobble off like that and then you're due for a scan and play a game on Friday night. Like, it's fucking Monday now, so.
Look, if it's a mild sprain, he could be back in 3 or 4 weeks, but so just have to wait and see.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, and look, it is. It's fucking shit luck. But you know what? The kind of players need to step up for now. You've been into the late derby, so come on the fuck, get your finger out. Whoever steps in it now, don't take the fucking game with a scruff of the neck. You know what I mean? Turn this season around. You don't need any more motivation, so you don't.
No, God, no. I'm just judging it obviously on, a recent run of form, and I think the last performance in Dundalk that we were all at was absolutely horrendous. We were dirt in that game. And that, we've bad memories of that night for other reasons, but Jesus, we were so poor up there. And what was it? Was it a nil draw down here or 1-1?
1-1.
1-1, right. That was wasn't an awful lot in that game. Huh?
Both games are 1-1.
Both games are 1-1, yeah. But the game in Oriel, I think we were second best, and we got that goal at the end. I think it was a Keeley went up for the header against the keeper, and it looked like the keeper might have been fouled. Blah blah blah. We ended up getting the 1-1, but we were blessed to get out of there with a draw.
We were, we really were. Yeah. Well, your luck has to turn sometime. It has to change. Doesn't it?
It might not. It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
We hope it does, but it might not.
No, it might not, but there's no better time now to turn the season around than starting this Friday. And I know we're not going to be there, but it's up to the players now to fucking grab the season by the scruff, you know what I mean? No more excuses, lads.
Yeah, look, Jesus, I'm at a loss here, to be totally honest with you, because it's just such an unknown. We don't know how the hell we've got into this position that we're in at the moment, and we don't know how the hell we're going to get out of it, but it's probably the last game we need after being beaten 2-0 at home against Bohs and playing quite well in the game. Because it does gives you a little bit of hope, I suppose, going into the next game. I just wish it wasn't down there on that poxy pitch.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have them at home, wouldn't it?
Oh God, yeah, another home game and keep that momentum up. And the fact that we're missing Ethan O'Brien now is a worry. Obviously there's a ready-made replacement there, but bringing Shane Farrell in. So you've got Kavanagh, Farrell, and Ryan in the middle. I don't know up in Oriel, because that's where I think they were quite strong. Dundalk. So yeah, I don't know.
It's feeling a bit short now, isn't it? Like, I mean, are we going to have a player or two in before Friday?
I wouldn't say so.
Why?
Yeah, why? Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, no, he's probably not. Even if they do come in, they probably won't be thrown in straight away.
That's the thing as well.
Well, the lads a couple of years ago were thrown in straight away.
Yeah, they weren't actually signed this early in the window, though.
When was it? It was the end of July, was it?
Most of them were in the middle. Myself and someone else were looking this up the other day, actually.
It was the window open the whole month of July.
It's till the 28th, I thought, no? I'm not 100% on that, but...
Right.
Fuck's sake, Owen.
One job.
Cardo came in on the 28th of July. That was near the end.
What you mentioning him for?
Dennison came in on the 11th of July, 2024. Bulger came in on the 17th.
Right.
Just depends.
Right.
Yeah. And look, we always said about Doherty, he was the type of manager that never panicked either, didn't he? Not? He'd always made sure it was the right player, the right fit.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get desperate either. I know we are in a tricky situation, but I still don't think he'll panic.
Yeah, I don't think he will either. There'll be plenty of supporters who'll panic to fucking panic over everything, so...
Yeah, but you know what, Owen, you often see that, and you'll get one lad will put up a comment, and then all of a sudden it's a pile-on, isn't it, nearly a bit?
Yeah.
It's this mob mentality, isn't it?
And you're always more likely to put something negative online than positive. I think that's just kind of a general thing.
Yeah, some people just don't like going against it then and say, actually, I don't agree with you there.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother doing it the whole time. I just try not to argue with people on the internet. It's just a bit pointless, like.
Yeah, I don't get involved in it either myself because it's like pissing against the wind sometimes.
Exactly, yeah.
You know,
It's good crack, man.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I'd laugh at some of the shite that people be putting up, like.
Yeah.
And I tell you as well, what's a big thing, like straight away after the match, lads putting up comments, I think that's a bad time to do it.
Yeah.
Because your emotions
definitely.
your judgment's clouded. I'd have come home here after a defeat and I'd be fucking fuming, you know, and the stuff be going through your head. I think, no, relax, fucking, you want to say anything, say it tomorrow, you know what I mean?
But lads, I think you have to take into consideration as well, like, there's a lot of people who go to games, right, and they're just making up their mind on what they're watching, right, and they're emotional about what they're watching, and so are we. But maybe we try and calm down between, as you said, between the match and coming on and doing a podcast to try and talk about it. Like, if we come on here every week and just basically said it's absolute dirt, it's absolute shite, every episode would be 5 minutes. Because we're probably struggling to even talk about Friday night and the upcoming game and have any sort of positivity. And I don't want to be coming on here being just an absolute misery guts every week about what's happening, but I can kind of understand why people are pretty worried about what they're watching. That's no winning 9 games now, is that correct?
Yeah.
So, You'd
Of
have to,
course.
we have to admit that we're in a very, very bad place here. And it doesn't look like it's getting better. And we don't know whether it's going to get better because we've no idea who we're going to bring in, who's injured, who's not. Because these things, it's League of Ireland. We have no idea. There's no rumours about players coming in. There was one about Boyd. That seems to be gone. We haven't heard any other rumours about any other players. Ethan O'Brien's out. We don't know how long for. Like if we were doing a Premier League podcast, all you have to do is turn on Sky and all the information's probably out there for you. Do you know what I mean? This is fucking Drogheda United and this is League of Ireland, so we've no clue what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know anything, no information whatsoever, and we're used to that. But I kind of can see where people are coming from with the negativity. I can see how people are getting a bit panicky and going, right, enough's enough, lads. I don't agree with the Kev out thing because I think that will make things worse. I really do. But I can see why people were fairly annoyed after the other night. It's like, well, you put in your best performance, one of your best performances of the season, probably. I'm not exaggerating there, am I? It probably was one of our better performances, and you still lose.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And look, of course, I'd be the same here as I said after a Friday night, fucking all doom and gloom. Like, that's natural. All football fans are like that, I bet. But I tell you when I will start panicking and worrying is when the transfer window closes and we've nobody in.
Yeah.
To me, I say,
Yeah,
we could
I'd be the same.
Yeah.
But do you think we're in a worse position than we were this time 2024? Because I don't think we were.
No,
I don't think we are. Sorry.
No, we were second bottom, weren't we? Or we second bottom?
Oh, we were bottom.
We were bottom.
Yeah, we were near a court drift at the bottom of the table, as far as I remember.
Yeah. And like even at that stage, we didn't know any of the players that was coming in. We didn't know Dennison was coming in. We didn't know DJ was coming in. Douglas James Taylor, Bulger. We didn't know any of them players were coming in, and all of a sudden they came in. So I know it's panicking, and I know we've got them off this Friday, but we've still plenty of time to get players in and turn this around. As I said,
Absolutely, yeah.
like if we don't have players in by the end of this transfer window, and it was the same squad, maybe then we should worry.
It's funny though, lads. I think we're kind of basing any kind of optimism that we might have on 2024.
Yeah.
Because we're hanging our hat on what happened then. Like, obviously there's no guarantees it's going to happen again. We know what transfer windows are like, and we know transfer windows in the middle of a season are dodgy territory because you just don't know what you're getting. And 2024 happened to be an absolutely miraculous year for us. Like, it was an anomaly. Like, it was mental. Like, we went from pure blind panic in the middle of the summer. Imagine we were doing this podcast then. I'd love to listen back and hear what we would have been saying. We would have been saying we are absolutely fucked, lads, after the Oriel Park game. It would have been, we're gone down, we're gone. And then things kind of pick up, and then you go and win the cup and you win the playoff. Like that, I'm not saying it was a freak occurrence. I think we deserved it because I thought the players we brought in and the way we played from that Crafttown game where we bet them here was absolutely brilliant. We were the form team in the league, like it was incredible. But Jesus, can we see something like that? I'm not saying cup winning or anything, but can we see that kind of happening again? And I know, as you said, we're not in as bad a position as we were then. We were probably rooted to the bottom. We're not rooted to the bottom, but you can see the way things are going with Waterford. Waterford go to fucking the Brandywell and beat Derry, put 4 goals past Derry. Did we look like putting 4 goals past them 2 weeks ago? Nope.
No, definitely not.
Didn't.
Yeah, no, look, I definitely get what you're saying, but like I know you're saying, right, we're basing all this back on that season when we won the cup. But, right, do we think we win the cup this year? No. Do I think we can get players in? Absolutely. We can still get players in, 3 or 4 players. Like, you can get players in and turn this around. It is doable. It is possible. But and I keep saying it, and like, it's up to the owners. It's up to the owners to back Kev. Give him the players he wants to save this season. It is doable.
But we are agreed, I think, between the three of us that it's essential. If we don't get players in through that door, and 3 or 4 of them probably, that we are in trouble. We need players in during this window.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm sure Doherty's saying the same, isn't he? And like, I don't know how the owners thinking this though. That is
Well,
the problem.
they have to be, Richie. I know if you can't read anything into any of this either. Like one or two of the interviews Kevin does, and he never wants to throw players under the bus. So he kind of says, I know I've got good players, and I know we're well capable, and things aren't going our way, and blah blah blah. So he kind of alludes to the fact that he thinks he has the players to be in a much better position than we're in. But I can guarantee you, behind closed doors, he's screaming at them, going, "Lads, we need reinforcements. What I've got is good, but I don't have enough, and I'm being killed with injuries, and you know what I mean. We need players, and there's no doubt we're going to get them. It's just what kind of caliber of player that we get, and I think the profile of the player is really, really important. As we said over the last few weeks, we don't want young lads with a load of potential coming into the team and giving them 14 games to go and prove themselves. We need lads that we know from around the league that are just probably on the fringes of other teams, not getting into the top 3 or 4. They're the players we need.
Without doubt. Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Easier said than done though, isn't it?
Yes.
Easier.
You have to look at it as well. We're not the only team in a bad run of form.
No, we're not.
Sligo lost 4 of the last 5.
Yeah.
1 win in 10. Like Galway's just looking at Galway now. 3 losses, a win and a draw in their last 5. Like there's not, and they're after losing a couple of players, lost their keeper and that. I know they signed replacements, but not guaranteed to work. So it's just going to be a scrap between them. I think Galway, ourselves, Waterford and Sligo. There you probably have enough quality to just push ahead.
Yeah. And look, I know Waterford are on a bit of a crest of a wave there at the minute, but there's no guarantee they're going to keep going the way they're going either.
No, certainly not.
There's no guarantees in this league. You know what I mean? And Waterford have proven now you can put a string of results together. Like what to say, we won't put a string of results. Or Galway won't put a few results together, and all of a sudden you're pulling away. So yeah, look, it is a lot of negativity in a minute, but they can still save the season, so you can.
Yeah, again, there's enough games, as we said, there's enough games there, and we are going to bring in players. There's no doubt that we are going to bring in players, and we just have to hope that we get a few in, and things. Our luck has to fucking change at some point, lads. Yeah. We've been kicked while we're down so many times this season, and I'm not blaming where we are on all bad luck. Sometimes just we haven't been good enough, but we've shown glimpses of how good we can be, and we just need that little bit more consistency. Maybe a few more players coming into the team will make people buck up their act. Again, going back to certain comments from certain people after the game the other night, there's people saying that there was no fight in that team and there was no camaraderie in the team, and various comments. I wasn't at the game, but I didn't see that from what I did see of it. I thought there was a lot of fight in them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. Yeah, I didn't see a lack of fight around. If there was a lack of fight, they wouldn't have created more chances.
Yeah, no, you can see it in the players. Like even just looking how you close the players down and put tackles in. No, I definitely don't agree with that. There's loads of fight in them, plenty of fight in them.
See, where are people coming from with this bullshit then? You know what I mean? Why say that? Were you actually watching the game, or is it just that suits your agenda? You know what I mean? Oh, there's no fight in this team. That definitely looked like a lot of fight in the team from what I've seen of it. I find them comments to be very, very fucking weird.
Yeah, it's probably just the easy option, isn't it? It's the easy thing to say. They don't look bothered. They didn't look to be fighting. They don't care. Trust me, they do care. These players care. And it's and Owen will always come back to this point. We really are having no luck, aren't we now? No. And people might say, "Oh, fucking look this and look that." But it is a big part of the game.
Oh, it's massive, yeah.
It really is.
There's so many incidents I can think of through the year. The penalty against Waterford on the Monday is one. Keenborn clearing Ryan Brandon shot off the line. And he did the same again he did it in Dalymount as well earlier this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Just so many with.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, there is something to be said for you kind of make your own luck, and you know when luck's going with you and everything's positive, and you win a few games and things start going your way. Because look, we can go back through a list of the last 15 years against Rovers, against Bohs, how many times that they bet us 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 with just jammy shit goals, and we were on the receiving end loads of times of bad luck. Every football fan will probably tell you the same thing. It's bad luck, it's bad luck, it's bad luck. But, you know, eventually I think we kind of have to start realising there's just not enough quality there either. We're lacking, and we know we're lacking. We don't have a number 9. We need to bring in someone there. We're lacking in the midfield, and defensively we have been poor. Like, he might not have been that poor the other night, but I'll say it again. I still think Flores had way too much time just to kick that ball into the box for somebody to get on the end of, and unfortunately it was Mark Doyle. You know, we went clinical. We had loads of the ball. We can give the sob story, smallest violin in the world, all we want, and say bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. But we've been responsible for our own downfall so many times this year. Against Waterford, against Galway, you know, there's no way we should have fucking gave away the goals that we gave away. Defensively, we've been absolutely dreadful, and it's been lads that were so resilient and so reliant over the last few years that all of a sudden they look like shadows of themselves, and it's really hard for us to work out why. We'll never work out why, because we don't know what's going on in training, we don't know what's going on in their heads, but there's no way we can just kind of blame all that on bad luck, boys.
No, and you're on about the defence there. If you look at us last season, like, with Luke Dennis and Nets, we'd Owen Lamb and Conor Kane. Like, the two of them were flying last year. Like, Conor Kane's has not hit the heights this season of last year. And
I'd agree.
yeah, that's all season. He's not playing he was actually poor the other night, he was. I thought Conor Kane was
Not the only one either. I think Keely's been very poor compared to last season.
Yeah, and in saying that, that's because of the standards that he set last year.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. But also, if you look at it then, so we've Lamb out injured, Conor Kane's form is dipped, then you go into the 3 centre halves. Like, we've not seen Bulge or Quinn and Keely play a run of games together this season.
Do you reckon Leo Boney is up to it?
He's okay, but I think on the day when they're all flying really at the top of the game, I think it's Bulge, Keely and Quinn is our 3 centre half.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a massive gap between them all, but it's particularly him and Bulger. I think they're quite similar level. I don't think it helps that because one or two of those two have been injured the whole time. If lads dipping in and out, it doesn't help the team either.
Exactly, yeah. And like lads, last year, like you weren't even like predicting who was going to play in the back 5 last year. It was the same 5 lads every week.
You just knew. Yeah. That's what you want. Same keeper behind you.
Yeah, you knew. And how many times have we had a different back 5 this year?
Every fucking week.
Yeah, I never used to check the team last season, so you knew the team.
And then there's the tinkering part of it as well, like changing to 4 at the back and then going back to 5 and then going back to 4, and you know that can't help. And bringing your keeper out of it. The rumour was he was injured. I don't know about that. I had a sneaky feeling he was dropped because I didn't think he was playing great. And then he brings in Tally, and I thought he played all right. I don't think he done an awful lot wrong, but all of a sudden Dennison gets put back in, and I don't think he's done an awful lot wrong. I mean, he was unlucky the other night with Dougie's goal. Like, he came out and smothered the ball, and it just kind of hit off him and then hit off Dougie to go back in. You know what I mean? But it's just, you would wonder, what is it just that literally just the lack of consistency in the formation and knowing exactly who's going to be playing alongside each other? Because as you said, when we knew it was the 3 lads at centre half, it was just so reliable, and we were like a rock, and we were getting plaudits from all over the country about how solid we were. Yeah, and it's the polar opposite this time around. Like,
it really is, but. There's nothing you can do about injuries, isn't there? Like, if they're injured, they're injured. So,
but you're hoping, Richie, you hope and beyond hope, right, that he sort of plans for this at the beginning of the season and he brings in replacements that he thinks they're up to scratch. Now, the question I was asking about Boney, you'd probably say there's much of a muchness between him and Bulger.
I just, for me, it's Bulger. I think when I'd have Bulger in there all day long ahead of Boney.
Yeah, I kind of think that way too. Now, sometimes I'm thinking there's a bit of some sort of sentimental, like, oh, look how well he played last year and, you know, the year before and all that. And I like him as a fella and all that. And I think he's a decent player. But I don't know whether there's a massive difference there. Personally, I don't know whether there's a massive difference there between him and Boney. But I suppose we'll get to Friday night in the Dock. What way are we lining up for this, lads? Obviously, we're going with 5 at the back, 3 lads in the middle. Ethan O'Brien is going to be out. He's probably just start Farrell there, and it'll be Mark Doyle, Alua up top. The same old.
Yeah, and like as well, just even on that, like I mean, we're having no luck with Warren Davis either. Unfortunately, he's still injured. You know,
And there's no Ward, nothing.
Yeah, just things just still not. He's not far off, I don't think, but he's still not just ready. And like Warren hasn't got a run of games this year.
No.
No, and he's a massive loss as well for us. So I know we're on about the back 5, but you know, so yeah, look, he's definitely probably will he go the same team as the other night, except obviously for O'Brien. If he's out in
I think he'll try that. Yeah.
Don't think he's much choice.
Yeah, that's it, and that's nearly every game. He's nearly no choice in who he has to play. He's probably never picked from a full squad once this season.
So he'll be back 4 then on Friday.
Was it back 4 against Bohs, was it? Did we start with back 4?
Yeah. That's when you said back 5 there. I was like, I don't know why they'd switch it again, but.
Right, yeah. It was a back 4, wasn't it?
Yeah. Badgie, Keeley, Barney, Kane.
Yeah.
You had the 3 lads, O'Brien, Brandon, Kavanagh, and then you had Buckner, Alua, Doyle.
Yeah, you did say something about Badge at centre half, Richie. That's what scuppered me there.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying. When Badgie did come into a bit of form, he was playing a couple of games centre half. He was playing well at centre half.
Oh, right. Okay, rather than fullback.
Yeah. So, look, do you reckon he'll go 4 at the back?
I'd say you keep it as close to last Friday as possible.
Yeah.
I think Buckner's been doing okay the last few games, so you could get a bit of joy on the wing against them.
Yeah, how did he do the other night against Bohs? Because he's been looking all right over the last few weeks.
Yeah, he thought he had a decent enough game, yeah. Nothing particularly stood out, but kind of causing a bit of trouble in that. And
yeah, he's definitely direct, but there's at times just in our own half, he'll definitely, he'll always try and take a player on, no matter where he is on the pitch.
Yeah, you worry a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit risky doing it in your own half, isn't it? You don't mind them, the opposition. Now, maybe that'll just come with experience as well. He's still a young lad. But, yeah, no, look, he's definitely offers you something that we don't have. So, yeah, he could get a bit of joy Friday night.
It's hard, isn't it? Jesus wept. I don't know what to think about Friday night. We're going into it completely.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any sort of optimism, is there? Are you optimistic at all? Like,
it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to be positive about it.
Come on, Borger, please.
We need you now.
Yeah, Crafton are on a bad run, 2 losses in a row. They're not the strongest at the back. They're after losing Owen Kenny, so there is some positive there with them. They're liable to get a red card.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
I think people need to keep fucking hogging quiet, don't we? He's a little cunt.
He is, yeah, absolutely.
Fucking always shows up against us as well as we does. He always turns up for that game. So, and Yeah, he's a horrible little fucker to watch.
Right, so look, all right.
Keep him quiet.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just said if we can keep him quiet on the night.
Which we've struggled to do over any time he's played against us, to be honest with you. We struggle to keep him quiet. I think most teams struggle to keep him quiet because he's quality. He's very good.
Like the last 2 games they've led and lost both games as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So even if they go ahead, they could be liable to concede a goal.
Bit like us earlier in the season, conceding early. Right. So yeah, okay. So I would, to be totally honest with you, if we got out of there with a draw, I think I'd be over the moon. I know we need points on the board, and I know we need to win games, but I can't bear to go down to that place and lose. It just breaks my heart and ruins me month, never mind me night or me week. So I'd take a draw now and then just start from scratch after it and get players in the door and go from there. But just going into this game Friday night, just do not lose this game away from home. That's massive for me.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with you. Yeah, just get Friday out of the way unscathed, you know what I mean, and just...
Yeah, then you're into the cup game, which, like, not a little Lucan United, but you'd be expecting to win that. So if you get something out of Dundalk, and then if you get to win against Lucan, you're picking up a little bit of form, hopefully, into the next league game.
And hopefully 2 players at the door on.
Yeah, well, that as well, yeah.
You know,
what's the next league game after Lucan, lads?
No, Sligo.
Oh, Sligo away.
Sligo on the 25th.
Yeah.
So we've 2 away games in the trap.
In the league, yeah.
In league games, yeah, right. Fucking Sligo away, that's massive as well, isn't it? I'm walking that day, I don't think I can make that. That's a huge game.
Yeah, I'm away, I can't make that.
Yeah, no, I'm planning to go for that one.
Fuck, I'd love to make that, but I'm definitely walking that day. I looked at my diary earlier on. Right, lads, look, we'll wrap her up. I'm going to get the usual predictions just for a laugh, but I don't know. I'm going to go first. I'm going to say a 0-0 shite game, and I'll be delighted to get out the door with that.
Yeah. And there's no way I'm predicting these cunts to beat us. No fucking way. I'll have to wash me out. Do you know what? I'm going to be real positive. We're going to go down and nick a 1-0 and shut the fuckers up.
All right. Happy days.
It's got a taller season. We're going to kick on.
Good man, Richie. Come
on, I'm going to say we'll win 2-1. They'll score first, and then we'll get 2. Kavanagh will score, and Doyle will score.
That's a big call there.
If you're going to talk shit, you may as well go hard, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, class. Get to the bookies, Bola.
Yeah.
Gamble responsibly.
Yes, always gamble responsibly. Before we go, and as anyone wants to add, have be any correspondence this week?
Oh yeah, that miserable bastard emailed us again.
What did he have to say for himself this time?
You'll see why I called him a miserable bastard in a second. What's the crack, lads? Only a short email this week. We're going down, we're falling without a parachute, and the only hope of survival is if we land on top of the others below us. Look at it this way, there'll be no queue at the bar for half time. Players are not good enough to play the way Kev wants. And also, he got England in his office sweepstakes, so he's doubly fucked this week.
Oh, Jesus, right. Thanks for that, Fabrice.
Yeah. I just always go take some happy pills.
Yeah. And you know what? It's going to come a regular slot on the podcast, isn't it? His email. We look forward to it every week.
Yeah.
Oh, we do, yeah. Yeah. He's a little ray of sunshine is there, Fabrice.
Yeah. Our foreign reporter, Fabrice Dowling, yeah.
Foreign reporter, yeah. The immigrant report.
Yeah, we can't call him an expat, no.
No, you're not allowed to call him that. No, not in front of me.
Okay.
Right, lads, I'm gone. I will talk to you next week. Obviously, won't see us Friday night. You're just going to stay at home and watch or what?
Oh,
I'd say so, yeah.
oh, jeez, I don't think I'd be allowed to watch it here in the house. I think
You're down to the local?
I might go into draw and watch it. I'd take a little bit of support around me.
Yeah, I'm half thinking that, but I don't know whether I want to watch that misery in a pub full of other people. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fucking jeez. If I watched us against crap down here in my house, I'd be divorced.
Yeah, you do raise a good point, actually.
Yeah.
I've
But
been
if you
saying
do
it to
get
my
divorced,
missus. Yeah.
I can get Fabrice to give some tips on that, so.
Oh!
Jesus, you thank God he's your mate.
I'm not editing that out, Paul.
Good.
Oh, wow, that was class. Right, lads, I'll talk to you later.
That's a good way to finish.
Alright, good luck.
Good luck. All the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Before you leave